Welcome everyone. Happy Monday. This time we're streaming a little bit earlier. I'll be trying out to stream at 9 p.m. of my time. We'll see how that goes. And today we continue with NimForUE engine. And we just finished porting all the core signal stuff, signal transceiver components. So now we can actually go to the more interactive part, the TraceInteractor. So let me show you what this thing is and what it does. All right, so we have our old project here, and that'll be probably in system, TraceInteractor. Okay, this is a little bit more complex, system. Not super complex, it just looks like lots of spaghetti. But the whole idea of it is that we can probably preview it. Let's see. Blueprints. Do we have? Yes, BP player character. So if we look at the player character that was set up for this, for easy interactions. Here are the components. Beyond just capsule component or arrow component and the mesh and the camera, to the camera itself we have attached the TraceInteractor. Okay? And what this TraceInteractor does is basically shoots out a ray, like straight from the camera, wherever you're looking, exactly what your crosshair will be pointing at. The center of the screen, and therefore if it will detect all the components or whatever objects that this ray interacts with, whatever it touches, and then what it's gonna do is basically gonna take that actor, look for all if that actor has attached like direct interaction or whatever component. We'll get to that. And if yes, then it's gonna basically say, hey, this is something interactable. It allows me for interacting. I'm gonna select it. So it will let know the other component that it's being highlighted so that the other component already knows. And it will remember that, it will let know, for example, this actor here as well, that hey, you're looking at something that's interactable. Maybe you want to show a pop-up like press E to open or something of that sort. So basically that's the idea here. So let me think, do we need to have the TraceInteractor done first or the other one? So if we look at the TraceInteractor, what does it do? On event begin play, it gets the transceiver component. Oh, it needs to check if it can actually has a transceiver component attached. So if it's possible for it to do interactions. If not, it will just notify you and whatever, destroy itself to prevent any other further errors. And then per tick, we have a delay that, we just don't want to do it too often. In this case, the default is 5 times a second, 0.2 seconds. We get the last selected actor and we set it. Oh, okay, this is like temporary variable and whatnot. And basically we do the trace. And if we trace something, we say that we have the last selected actor. If not, whatever, if it changed or not, we can send some signals. But in tracing, what do we look for? So when we trace, we basically, if you use sphere of line or whatever, we just do the trace. Okay, so this is just math for tracing. Nothing crazy here. We also have a list of ignored actors. Interesting. I guess we could just add a list of ignored actors. Sure. Why not? Where is it from? Is it just Set up ignored actors. Okay. Wow, I didn't even know we had that I had that functionality. All right. Hit result, break, blah, blah, blah. We get the hit actor component. So is it interactive actor? And we're checking if it has component, and component is direct interaction component. So we need to have that direct interaction component defined first before we can fully implement the TraceInteractor. So let's look at that, the direct interaction component. As far as I remember, the direct interaction component is basically a component you slap on whatever actor you want to be directly interactable with. Is it anywhere here? No. So it'll be in system. Direct interaction component. I think it's like deadly simple, whatever. So, wow, this is a lot of tabs. Close other tabs. There we go, no tabs. So in an event graph, there's nothing, okay? Absolutely nothing. So what variables do we have? We have internal for selectors. Actors that currently are selecting this actor. Okay, so this is basically to support a situation where we have multiple actors that have the TraceInteractor, whatever, that are currently looking at that actor as in have it selected. Because it's common that, you know, in games, you look at something and, you know, it starts glowing or something will show up on it or screen will turn on to let you know that this is something interactable. And because of that, this object they're looking at, it needs to know that it's being looked at. It doesn't have to do anything with the information, but the whole idea of this direct interaction component is that it will be notified that, hey, something just selected you, as in it's checking if, you know, it's considering you as, you know, if interaction is going to happen, it's going to be with that particular element. Then we have state, which will be, is it enabled? Is actor enabled for interaction? If not, actor acts as does not have interaction component. Okay, so this is basically, you know, is it even enabled? Because we might have a computer that's deactivated and you need to, I don't know, pull some lever to activate it first. So we can just deactivate the whole direct interaction so that it won't even highlight that it's something interactable if we don't want to. So that's like enabled. And then allow interaction is, you know, can interact with the item at the moment. So basically, hey, don't select me. I'm not interactable. And then a question, is it selected? So this will be probably defined by the number of selectors. Okay. And visual, which be display messages. In this case, do display messages from the selector for the selector. Yeah, and selection message. So this is like the beginning of like very crude system for showing messages. Like, hey, press E to open or something of that sort. Which could be changed in the future. I don't think we're gonna be implementing that part. With the visual, that will be better probably as something separate than just that part. To keep it modular, because not everything might want to have that functionality. And then what we have events, on change enabled. If enabled changes, okay, if allow interaction changes or if selected changes, so basically events if any of those variables will be set. Are they like settable from somewhere outside? Instance editable. They're not private. Does it mean that something else can change them? I guess so. I guess other actor can get a reference to it and you know what? Disable it. I presume. So we have basically for all those three events. And then on change selection message. Okay, sure. The message changes. Great. And then we have interactions themselves. So add selecting actor. Oh, a bunch of little small things. Okay, just managing, get enabled, set enabled, all those things. All right, that's how we do it. So when we call set enabled, so make it, you can call it on the actor. It will just make sure that this gets, the event happens. Okay. And just bunch of variables and that's it. Is selected. Okay, that just checks if there's at least one selector. Oh, add selecting actor and remove selecting actor. Okay. All right. Okay, this is gonna be simple. So I'd say this is our starting point. We could start from there and see where it gets us. All right. Alrighty. So let's get going. So I opened the project here, our game.nim. I also, by the way, pushed all the changes from the last stream, so they're on GitHub. Maybe we could actually take this part of the code and actually extract it out of here, This part we're gonna remove because this didn't work out. We have all the signal types and whatnot. Interaction type, F interaction, and that led to interaction sync receiver. Okay. Name receiver pair. Okay, so let's try that. Let's see if... First of all, let's make sure that it actually builds. So let's build it. Okay, this looks like it built. So we can run task, start editor. Just to make sure that it still works. You never know with those projects. Okay, this works, this starts, and yep, our signals work. Why do I have motion blur? Oh, it looks so gross. I hate motion blur. Post processing. A motion blur is off? Really? I guess I maybe have low frame rate? What the heck? No. 100, 120 FPS, so weird. Okay. Don't show FPS and no real time. Perfect. So if that works, we can try to, basically, let's create new file and we'll call it, base types, okay? And we're just gonna grab all those basic types. Not this, not that, nor those. Okay. This is a void signal transceiver. Oh, there we go. E interaction type. F interaction. So these are already two types that we can move. Then what do we have? Name receiver pair. And that... Wait, What? Why is it indented in such a funny fashion? I guess for no reason. Okay. That looks good. And this is just a function library, so it needs to stay here. Okay, if that's the case, we have all the interaction stuff here. We can do include base types. Okay. This I think that will be good enough, right? Include base types. And all that will be as signal transceivers. All the way here, all the way here. And name signal transceiver blueprint function library as well. This is all parts of signal transceivers. Include transceivers. It even came up with a name for us. Nim. Paste it here. And we have some kind of, you know, cleaner base for things, okay? Let's see if it still builds. Because I honestly haven't tried splitting files in NimForUE engine at all before. What the hell is going on? What is this? Okay, it built. Okay, does it still work? Seems to work. Okay. All right. Nothing broke, so we're good. So for a change, this time I'll try to commit a little bit more often. Just so that, you know, we kind of have a little bit more of history. So let's just commit those changes. Stream 4. And this will be extract base types and transceivers into separate files. Okay. Cool beans. All right, so if we have that taken care of, let's maybe do something like new file, interactions, direct or interactions.nim. Sure. We'll make sure that we import it after all this. Include /interactions. Okay. Save, and we're just gonna continue here with all the interactions. And because we're not importing, we're actually including the file. Remember this, all the stuff that happened before, it should be available already here. Okay. We don't have NimSuggest here working in the first place, so we kind of don't care. So yeah, whatever. Okay, so let's look how we actually define the transceivers, because I would like to get reminded, you know, how to make a component like that. Okay, let's copy it, let's paste it, and it'll be U direct interaction component. Was that the name? Direct interaction? Direct interaction component. Perfect. It will be an actor component. Yes, it's an actor component, because scene component will be one that's also is on the actor or whatever. but actually has position and a bunch of other stuff. In this case, we truly don't care. It just needs to be somewhere on the actor to get detected. All right. If that's the case, we can take care of all the variables. It would be nice to categorize them, right? Because that's the category. Internal, state, and visual. We'll skip the visual. So let's start with the selectors. Let's go into interactions, whatever. Yeah, that's all good. U props. Blueprint read write. What is it? Blueprint read only. It's not that. It's not private. Sure. So edit anywhere? I don't think so. This will be just from within the component. Interaction. Let's category for those. Hello, CPN. Welcome back. It's really nice to hear you. To see you. Sorry. Okay, we've got audience early on. That's good. That's good news. Okay, so first will be internal and selectors. That's an array of actor. So selectors. The array of a actor pointer, right? There we go. What if we're gonna add like documentation comment here? Will that add the thing? I can copy my documentation from a long time ago. Actors that currently are selecting actors that are selecting this actor currently. That are currently selecting this actor. Yeah, I wrote those documentation comments. Over 10 years ago, yeah. SPN says, I've been busy for a couple days. Okay. That's a good kind of busy or a bad kind of busy? I hope it's a good kind of busy. Then we're gonna have another uprops section. And that will be internal. That will be setup. And in setup, we have just a bunch of what do you call them? Bulls enabled, allow interaction, and selected. Enabled. And by default, that's true. I don't think I should have that here. I think there's like a separate default parameter. Enabled, allow interaction, and selected. Huh, but let's do that because one of them is just that, but those two are also what does it define here? Instance editable. So that's the question. How do we define that? I believe we can just go to the documentation, where that would be. CPN says good kind of busy, so that's very good to hear. NimForUE.pages.dev. There it is. I believe I tried to describe it somewhere here. Macro specifiers. Yeah, metadata, static. We want it for your property. And what do we have here? Bunch of stuff. Property specifiers. Signable. Read only, read write. There's one like instance editable. Nope. Edit instance only. No. Okay, I guess it's time for chat. And Unreal Engine and blueprints. I can define a variable to be instance editable. Is that true? Instance editable? Instance editable. What is the equivalent property to define similar behavior? CPN is gonna rewrite an almost complete project in a different language with proper testing. Oh, that is always fun. That is a lot of fun. So you're moving from Go to Nim? Okay, so let's see. We have a lecture. You can use the edit anywhere specifier. This allows the variable to be edited per instance in the editor. Okay, so it's the edit everywhere, anywhere. Okay, and edit anywhere, read write. Okay, that's it. Edit anywhere. Edit anywhere. Cool. So basically, whenever we see the little open eye, that means edit anywhere. And we ignore the whole visual stuff. It's yucky. All right. And we have three event dispatchers. And we learned that to define event dispatchers, like in transceivers, we need to go and define delegates outside of our class. So that means before our direct interaction component, delegate name on change enabled. How do I define them here? F on something something something. Okay, so on change enabled. Oh, on enabled changed. On change enable, on change. How are other things defined in Unreal Engine, I wonder? Oh, CPN's trying Zig. Okay, so... Oh, if you're going from Go to Zig, it's gonna be a lot of boilerplate. Good luck. 100% good luck. I want to try Zig. Then I looked up tutorials and what it actually involves. I'm like, nope, I don't want to go that low level. I'm gonna try to stay sane. Oh, you enjoy it. That's good. Good. Yeah, there are... I believe that, you know... The reason why we have so many languages is because, you know, different people just enjoy different kinds of languages. Like, I really enjoy Nim. I don't enjoy Go, for example. You know? I mean, I understand Go. I was able to pick it up in a weekend and actually make a actual working library with tests and, you know, a whole CI just in a weekend after never touching a language before. You know, that felt good. But quickly enough, it was like, oh gosh, this is kind of boring to work on personal projects. And that it will be, you know, kind of boring. I like to have fun with, you know, things like Nim that give you way too many tools to do something in way too many ways. Go is like, hey, if you want to do this, you can do it that way and no other way. All right, getting back here. So on change enabled. I don't like that name. If we went to TraceInteractor, no, to something like player character, let's get mesh or like mesh. Do we have any events defined on constant broken, on component hit, end curses over? Okay, so all those changed. So we're gonna rename those because, gosh, this is ugly. So on enabled changed, sure. F on enabled changed. And what does it involve? It just takes Boolean as new value. New value. And that'll be just bool. There you go. Another one, F on, which one was that now? Allow interaction changed. Again, new value, and on change, on selected changed. You delegate on selected changed. There you go. Okay, this is starting to get simple. Oh, hello, Taras. You're you're back. Am I doing hardware game? No. This is just Unreal NimForUE engine. Already fourth live stream for that every Monday. I'm translating or porting a little project that I made over 10 years ago on the engine marketplace. And I figured to, you know what, let's dig it out and let's translate it to Nim. And so chunk by chunk, I'm doing it. This way I don't have to think how it's implemented on the engine side. I can just take it, figure out how it translates to, what do you call it? To C++, and therefore how to translate it to Nim. So I'm just removing one variable of where errors could happen, because I tried Unreal Engine once without having anything ready. It was like, okay, how do I make it in blueprints? Because I don't remember. And then how to translate here was just horribly slow. All right, so we've got our delegates defined. Now we just need to use them. And for that, it was a uprop or something. Yeah, blueprint assignable, and that's it. There we go. So we just defined 3 of those. Let's do them at the bottom. Do they have like a category or something? Did they give that to them? Interaction. There you go, interaction. On enabled changed. And those 2. There we go. Oh, gotta love AI. All right. So, wow, we're going fast. So that means all this and all that is transferred. Again, I'm ignoring the visual stuff. Now we just need to start getting into actual coding, how things work. So let's try with something simple. Add selecting actor. Okay, let's see what the hell's gonna happen. So add a selecting actor. It just takes the selecting actor. Okay. Native event. Get handled signal type. No. I keep forgetting what this thing was. Oh, if we want native event, that's something that we can have. overridden by blueprints, I believe. We just want normal blueprint callable. Yep, let's just readjust those because those indentations are all over for some reason. There we go, now it's a little bit better. Unless I was trying to go with 4 space indentation and I screwed everything up. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Ha. Spaces. 4. How are you doing, Taras, by the way? The name was add selecting actor. And selecting actor. Okay. So what's going on here? We basically add unique to an array. So we should have add unique on an array actually. So we get the selectors. So we should be able to use... we need to fix everything, right? Like this and that. Yeah, I found nim is a little bit easier to read when you have 4 characters as a separator or whatever, as for indentation. Otherwise, it's just, yeah, a little bit too much to deal with. Self.selectors.add unique. And we just add an actor, right? Okay, and then we do update variable. Is that like a... Oh, that's interesting. It's an blueprint macro library for just overall macros. I defined all macro. Has value changed? If yes, set boolean. If not, and basically variable was updated. Oh, okay, so I made a little thingy that basically keeps track if the value changed. Oh, to figure out if we actually should send out a notification that it actually changed. Oh, this is gonna be easy to code, easier than here in blueprints. So, yeah, because this is selected. All right. New value is true because we added actor. So no matter if we didn't have actor or already had, we set it to true. We don't need to check anything else. Okay. So let was selected. Okay, and then self-selected is just true because we added, we know that is being true. And if was selected, we broadcast the event that it was selected. Wow, okay, and that's it. Bam. Gosh, so much easier than blueprint in that case. And how are you doing, CPN? Okay, one function done. Remove selecting actor. Those will be more involved because we need to update it in the other way around, which means this is calling the function is selected, which basically checks if there's anything selected, but we don't need to wrap this as a function. Okay, good. So, sounds like everyone's good. Alrighty. I'm doing good because this isn't giving me too much trouble right now. For some reason, I'm anticipating that dealing with Unreal Engine will be really lots of pain because I need to visualize that because it just bugs me. Excalibur. We don't need that anymore. And do we need that? No, we don't need those explanations anymore either. That project is completed. Okay, what's this? Oh, I'm gonna save that little part. Okay. Okay, and let's delete this part as well. Light mode. Sorry about that. Is there a setting for dark mode? Didn't even think about. There is. Oh, sorry. There we go. Hopefully he's gonna remember that. All right. So let's add a little caption. Unreal Engine plus nim for Unreal Engine. Okay. The way you make stuff in that way, it's first thing. What the hell? Why is it like that? There we go. Step number 1. Figure out how to do it in Unreal Engine. Okay. And let's say that how to do it in blueprints, because that's like the fastest to figure out. Okay, that's the first step. Second step will be figure out how to move it, how to re-implement it in C++. Okay. And then step 3 is figure out how to translate it to Nim, because Nim directly reflects what Unreal Engine does with C++, because, you know, this uses bindings. So, sure, you go from here to here. That means you're dealing with tutorials. Okay. Then you're going here and you're dealing with documentation plus forums. Really, it needs to be like that. So ugly. Wait a moment. No. I guess we need to add another one. Idea, right? You've got your idea. And the idea, first implementation is tutorials to get to blueprints. Then you have documentation and forums for that part. And then lastly, finally, last part is learn Nim, make documentation, and search source code. So basically, to get from the idea all the way to here, it takes some steps right now. So yeah, the more that part is involved here, the more complicated C++ code is, the more pain I anticipate. That's why I'm translating existing project, because that means I already have the idea done. Okay. And I already have blueprints figured out because it's been done. Now I just need to figure out how to move it to C++ and then how that relates to Nim. Yeah, that's fun. So yeah, we've got the blueprints. Remove selecting actor. New funcs. Oh wait, I don't need that. I can just do proc remove selecting actors, and I just give one actor, right? So that means I can do self remove that specific one. Check if it was already selected, and then self selected is Self selectors length larger than 0. There we go. Gosh, this is writing itself. Okay. If was shoot. If was selected is not currently selected, we just broadcast that it changed. And does that reflect this code? Remove it. Check if it removed anything. Oh, we're doing that. No, we don't need to do that. We just do that stuff. Because here we just, I guess, get the thing from remove. Let's search for remove. This is the part of searching through the source code. We can go to our plugin, NimForUE engine, to its source, because this source is actually generated on the go partially, I think, from all the, or maybe it's not. I don't know, all the bindings or something. And let's search for remove star to get all the implementations common. Space remove. T-set. Array. There we go. Proc remove on the array. That's what we want. There's also T-set, which will be interesting to make it a set. Huh. That's why we will need to worry about add unique or whatever. Remove. And that doesn't remove, that doesn't return if it removed or not. Okay. So we don't have the value on C++ side. Okay. No big deal. We're good here. So update the value and call on change selected. There we go. Cool. So let's just save it and let's see what happens if I build it. So I wonder if this comment will screw something up. Okay, stack trace. Index out of bounds, containers empty. Huh? That's different. What if I remove the comment? It might actually build. The comment prevented from building, huh? I guess that's not the way we define tooltips for stuff. Okay, that's built. And our engine crashed. Okay. Great. Let's try to rerun it and see if it still crashes. Yes, comments cause errors because Nim has two types of comments. I could go here and just do this. Okay, this is just normal comment. It doesn't exist when you compile it. If I'll have double, that's a documentation comment. And when this code is, uClass is a macro, so all those contents here are first translated into abstract syntax tree, and comments are part of that syntax tree. That's how you can generate documentation for a code, because it just, hey, give me abstract syntax tree for the whole code base, and that includes the comments, like documentation comments, and therefore, you know, so that's another little funny quirk. Yeah, so you can actually use those comments inside a macro to sneak in code that isn't compliant with Nim syntax. That's another interesting thing. Big Wally Wiggy on Twitch says hello. Hello to you too. Okay, something's breaking our code. It's just straight up not compiling. So because I'm compiling in, what do you call it, debug mode, we should be able to inspect the logs and see what is causing it. So let's scroll all the way down. Using for struct unenabled changed. That part. Okay, creating new property. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is one of those strange parts that don't work. Okay, so create this one. Looking for your struct interaction changed. Not a struct based property. Trying to delegate. Yep. That's good. Found. Okay, creating property unenabled changed. And unenabled change didn't work out or something. Wait, code. Oh, I have like not don't have file saved or something. What the heck? First of all, you don't belong here. Unenabled changed. This is here. Unenabled changed. What is the problem? Okay, there we go. The problems begin. I'll try to rebuild. I don't think that's gonna change anything. I wonder if I could have just one delegate like on Boolean changed and just share it over those three here. Because that would make a little bit more sense. Let's try that. F on Boolean changed. Because we're suddenly dealing with code, that means we can reuse things. And all that stuff should be fine. How do we call it here? Where do I have the broadcast? Yeah, self, the name, broadcast, and value. Let's restart and see if anything changed, although I very much doubt so. Oh, it opened up for no reason. I guess that's progress, right? We could make our test actor to be direct interactable. That means we can add direct interaction. There we go. And we have on enabled changed, all interaction changed, on selected changed, and additionally on component activated, deactivated. So on enabled changed, there we go. We have our event that we can bind to. Okay, good. So we could also take this guy and do add. Oh, that was like interaction or something. Add selecting actor. It shows default. Interesting. It's like completely skipping the category. But okay, we can just add selecting actor and whatnot, and that's it. Okay, that looks good. To be honest, that looks very good. Okay, I don't know what we fixed, but no errors anymore. I'll take it as a win. So let's just quickly implement the rest. Like, is selected. I guess we should implement that because we might want some actor from the outside to check if the component is selected. Although this one's set to private, huh? These two are public and is selected. Yeah, let's keep it private. So I shouldn't even need to implement it. Get enabled. All right, and set enabled. Okay, just takes or returns if it's enabled. All right, proc get enabled. There we go. Set enabled. Let was enabled. Previous enabled. We set a new value, and if the value is different, broadcast on enabled changed. There we go. I presume set enabled. Yep, pretty much the same thing. Get an allow interaction is exactly the same thing. Proc get allow interaction and set allow interaction. Previous set new. If it's different, call this. There we go. Save. Now get selected. Oh yeah, check if it's selected. Yeah, sure. So we could actually proc get selected. There we go. And toggle enabled. Oh, I added toggle. Of course I added toggle. Sure. But not selected. So get enabled, set enabled, and then we're gonna do proc toggle enabled. Okay. And toggle allow interaction. There we go. Set selection message. We ignore those. We don't want that stuff. Okay. Component done. Let's close the Unreal Engine. Try to compile it. And error? Where is the error? Everything's indented properly. Okay. So let's just run through it. This looks good. This hasn't changed. Get enabled, self-enabled, right? All that stuff is here. Set enabled, previous. Set the new value, okay. And if previous on enabled changed, broadcast with the new value. Yeah. Toggle will be self set enabled. Oh, that's something tells me this is the problem. It probably can't find the reference. Biggest call, both game set enabled. Oh. Huh. Because there's no difference between set enabled and with the one with capital E, because only the first character is case sensitive. All right. So that's ambiguous call. How can I make it non-ambiguous? How do I make it non-ambiguous? That's the question. Huh. I mean, the easiest would be to rename it, but what would you rename it to? Um, so we have 3. Enabled, allow interaction. So instead of enable, let's make it interactable, okay? So let's see. Selectors, we'll call it interactable. This would make a little bit more sense. So I'd call it a good improvement. Huh. Oh, okay. Visual Studio is case insensitive here. Interactable. Interactable. Let's just copy paste wherever necessary. On interactable changed. Okay, and previous interactable, toggle, interactable. And that'll be it. How about those? Yeah, that's good. Well, let's try to compile now. What now? Another ambiguous call. Both set interactable. Oh. Uh. What? So we have one instance of it, right? Yeah, I think we're encountering one thing that I encountered once before, where we have trouble calling the function that we already had here. It's like, because these are within a macro, therefore none of these are actually defined. Like, when this is being analyzed, this doesn't exist yet, or something of that sort. That's what I expect that is happening. And because of that, it can't figure out that this is that, because that, doesn't fully exist yet. I don't like that part. So let's throw toggles. I'll need to ask on NimForUE engine Discord. Maybe I'll get an answer of what is actually going on. So without that, I expect it to work. Seems like it's gonna work. Okay. All right. Now we can start the editor and it all should be there. Okay, we can get back to our test actor. And when we drag the direct interaction, we can do set. Probably in some like default, whatever. None of those. Not audio. Not components. Default. Set allow interaction. set interactable, and set world asset. And now the whole interactable just kind of doesn't make sense. Allow interaction or interactable? Enabled was nicer, right? Okay, let's hold Ctrl Z to bring it back to enable now that we know that this actually isn't the issue. And all we need to do is just comment this 2 out. So that means that we close this guy again, build again. At least Ctrl Z is fast. Okay. Sure, let's open the asset back. And here we'll do set enabled. There we go. We have one, or we can set the variable enabled or call this. And the new value will be this and whatnot. Awesome. I presume the code works. I won't be testing it now. We'll test it through the other stuff. So yeah, I'd like this to be interactable. So maybe we could actually set it up so that when we have something like on selected changed. Okay. Okay, the new value. Normally I would change the color, but I don't remember how to change the color now. Let's make it rotate randomly. Rotation, set actor rotation. So we're gonna get actor rotation. Get the actor rotation. No, don't split it. Make rotation. Make rotator. There we go. Z will be all. I guess that's gonna be fine. And what we want to plug it to be random. Random float and range. There we go. I don't know what those values are, so let's just say from 5 to 15. Whatever happened, whatever that is. Let's add them together. Oh, I can't. Add. Come on. How do you add rotators? Combine rotators. There we go. And this would be the new thing. And basically, whenever we selected the actor, it's gonna rotate itself randomly. If we deselect it, it shouldn't. So this will be our verification, all right? So the idea is that when we look at it, it's gonna rotate itself once, and then we move away and look again, it will rotate itself again. So this will be our hint. But that will work only when we have the TraceInteractor working. But now that we have the, prerequisite working, we can actually go on and... Do I need the text so large? Okay, this is going to be a little bit easier for me to work with. So now we can basically go on and... Let me just add to-dos here. Figure out how to make this work. Sure. There we go. And I think it's the same thing here, right? Yeah. Cool. All right. So the next one will be the TraceInteractor, and that will be also on... Oh, this will be actually the Scene component. That's gonna be the difference, I believe. So this guy we can get rid of. TraceInteractor. There it goes, a scene component. Okay, this means that it can be actually attached to something in the scene, like in the actor in a specific spot. We could position it, whatever, rotate it so that, you know, the camera shoots in the proper direction. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit more complicated one. Yeah, a little bit. It'll be a bunch of stupid casting and stuff. Ugh. Oh, live. All right, so let's see what we have. We can again have internal and setup and bunch of event dispatchers. So I guess what I can do is just straight up copy all this and use it as a base. Sure. Great. So first we have internal. And for internal we have one that is edit everywhere and two that are not. So let's copy edit everywhere. And then we'll have the same thing. Wow. Without that. And the category doesn't work anyway. At least for now. We'll figure it out one day. So we have selected component, and that's gonna be the direct interaction component. Okay, selected component. There we go. Figured out that that's what it means. Last selected actor component. Okay, so we're gonna do last selected actor component. And this is simply actor component. So view actor component pointer. And the other one is interaction signal transceiver. Okay, that's a reference to our which one? Interaction signal. Okay. Interaction signal transceiver. Interaction signal transceiver. And not signal transceiver base, you interaction signal transceiver. Okay. We've got those covered. Now we have all the setup variables. I'll just see if I have comments for any of those. Interaction range minimum. It's gonna be just float. Okay. Let's copy this. And these are all edit everywhere. Okay. I'm fine with that. Interaction range min. Float, which one? I guess 32. That's fine, yeah. Yeah, for that it's fine. And we'll just put this in here. And then we have max. There we go. Then we have interact using radius. Interact using radius. I won't edit those right now. This is, again, my English from over 10 years ago where I didn't speak English day to day, which was a long time ago on really, really bad English. Interaction radius, another float. Okay. Automatic tracing. And that's automatically ray trace using ray trace. Trace using time interval. Sure. Then we have trace interval in seconds. Trace interval. Oh, that's a good song. Ignored actors. ignored actors. There we go. Gosh, this is fast. Debug traces and eDraw debug traces. What the? eDraw debug trace. What the hell is that? Do we have it here when we search it for it? Draw debug trace and the star. Yeah, look at that. eDraw debug trace. Debug traces. eDraw debug trace. Okay. And then filter by tags. It's a Boolean. Filter by tags. And the last one, tags to search for. A list of names out of all places. What I'm doing exactly? Converting a blueprint project to NIM project? Yes, exactly. I'm converting a blueprint project written in Unreal Engine 4, like early version of Unreal Engine 4, to NIM with Unreal Engine 5 and see if I can make it easily reusable, where I can just copy paste a few NIM files and bam, everything is recreated. And you know, fun exercise to actually start figuring it out, where I can, you know, kind of recreate something which is less thinking rather than, oh, how do I implement this feature? Because I'm really rusty with Unreal Engine, like really rusty with Unreal Engine. I never got really far with it. And I never used it with C++ really. And to use it with NIM, well, you need to know how things are implemented in the C++ side. So yeah, this is like triple figured out. Tags to search for. Tags to search for. The array of names. How does it know that it's a list of names? What? I'll start selection. Just takes an actor, and I'll stop selection. So we need another one of those delegates. I'll start and stop selection on. Actor delegate. Let's just call it that way, okay? And we'll have actor, and this will be a actor pointer. Okay. That's that. On start selection. No. On selection start. There we go. That's more Unreal Engine-y. And end. Stop. Stop. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. This is beginning to be largish. I'm just happy that I can reuse all those that I have all the way around here. And one more here. And the nice thing about those comments is they also kind of give the AI that's helping me out an idea what the hell is going on. So that means I should also probably grab the whole TraceInteractor, right? Where's the class defaults? Don't I have like a name for it or something? Defaults class settings. There we go. Look at that. I have a bunch of info here. Let's just put it here. Okay, good. Directional signal transceiver component. There we go. Component intended to use on player. Gosh, to be used on player on the player character. Enables tracing for interactive actors in front of the player. Sure. Cool. So let's build it and see what happens. We don't have any function of. No, error. Oh, redefinition of view direct interaction component. Did I rename it? Of course I didn't rename it. TraceInteractor. You TraceInteractor. Okay, it seems that it's gonna build. Okay, great. Okay, all right. The one thing I just remember, we need to set proper defaults because they all have their various defaults, being on, being off, all that stuff. So let's just take a peek. How on earth do we set things properly? Okay, so in the docs, we should have like default stuff. Class the default keyword. There we go, because we have a bunch of those, and then the default keyword, which is a default, and we can say primary actor tick. Okay, so set those. As you can see, defaults. Main use case is to access nested properties, since the top level ones you can define using their default initial inline. Okay, so we can do stuff inline. All right. So selected component is just a nothing. So that's all good. 2300. So let's do that. Where was it? Here. 20. 300. And what else? Radius is true and 5. True. And this is 5. Then we have true 0.2. 0.2. Nothing. None. And false. Nothing, none, and false. Somehow be nothing, none, and false. None? False. Let's see if that compiles with the none thing. Nope. A declared field debug traces equals. So we have this here. It has value none, so why not? Okay, that might have fixed it. All right. I'm gonna do that. And I presume that the arrays are, set up by default. That just makes the most sense. Okay, so let's figure out the functionality, because that's gonna be a little bit more involved. How event begin play. So basically, the whole idea is that, wow, this is large. The whole idea is that when we start a game, the component wakes up and needs to check if the transceiver component exists on the same actor. So basically it does get transceiver component, the interaction signal, transceiver, whatever, and get it, whatever, how many steps it takes. And if it fails to find it, just print message, failed, and whatever, and then destroy the component as in itself, so that the TraceInteractor just destroys itself. This is so that in case we don't have anything set, we don't have to keep checking if it exists at any possible, all the time. We can assume that if the TraceInteractor exists after that point, it found the signal transceiver. So if it found it, it just sets it as a variable so that we don't have to search for it again. So this is the part that I absolutely hate, because I think we have this something like that defined somewhere. And then, oh gosh, I don't like the casting part. But I guess I don't like it because I haven't used it enough yet. So let's review transceivers. Didn't we have some kind of code for it? Yes, we have the get transceiver component. Look at that. And that basically takes the actor and the transceiver class and returns a use signal transceiver base pointers that we can then use properly. So let's see how we used it. So list that, and if it's null, if not, we're gonna do a bunch of this stuff. Okay. All right. Sure. Let's start with that. But how do I define event begin play? How do I hook to override event begin play? Unreal Engine C++. It should be a common question. I have a subclass of actor written in C++ which needs to perform some operations begin play. That's easy enough to do in C++. But I want blueprints to... Okay, that's not our case. We want the blueprints child's begin play. Public virtual begin play. Doesn't mean that they just make a function begin play. That's it. You func. Blueprint callable, I guess. That's all I need. Maybe. Proc begin play. And don't I get something in begin play? I don't get like time or something? No, super begin play and stuff. Let's see if the documentation of mine has something about begin play. Just in case. If we can have, save ourselves some headache. Begin play. Async. We have some actor, blueprint type, whatever, and then you have ufunc. Begin play. Okay. And we just do a bunch of stuff. So just begin play. There we go. Nothing crazy here. So it's not even blueprint callable, nothing, just ufunc. All right. And we don't call super or anything. Begin play. There was an idea of the override pragma. Oh, super self. That is so weird. Okay. I have no words for that. So what the hell do I have selected here? Copy it. Can I just paste it here? Yeah. So the whole idea is that we get the class of oh. How do I get a class of just that? Because I want the U interaction signal transceiver. And I don't think get class will be defined on that. Because I can't do type off or something. Because our engine has its own type of class or whatever. So let's do trans TX class, okay? This is transceiver. Transceiver component pointer is get transceiver component. And we search on self dot get owner, I guess, because we need the actor, and give it a class. Then if it's nil, we just do stuff and need to destroy itself. What does it look like here and here? It will be destroy component. Okay, so it'll be self.destroy component. I guess. And return. Other than that, the receiver component cast to view interaction signal transceiver. So be interaction TX component. So if that failed, we also destroy the component because whatever. And then if everything went okay, then and only then we can basically say that self.interaction signal transceiver is this guy. And that's it. UE warn. Begin play happened. I would like to know if that actually is going to happen. So let's save it and let's build it and let's enjoy all the errors that are going to show up. Okay, what is the problem now? Type mismatch. Instantiation of U class from here. 71. Okay, that's not an instantiation here. U funcs, yeah. So I guess it doesn't like that. I mean, I presume 102. It doesn't like me trying that. So let's search if there's another get class or something. Because it's get signal transceiver component. How does he use the class? Transceiver class. Get component by class. And that's probably the Unreal Engine class, right? So let's maybe search for get component by class in the source code and see if we have any alternatives to it. Here. We have this one and is the T subclass off. Okay. Same thing here, same thing here, same. It's all because Unreal Engine basically uses a specific way of referring to classes, or like the metadata of classes. So that doesn't work. Get class. Do I have something for that? Not asset registry, common, no. Engine. Primary asset ID? Nope. Then we've got the uObject. uObject pointer. There we go. It just basically expects pointer to an existing object, and I don't have such an object because here I just give it the type. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. All I need is the T subclass of something, right? So if I'll look here, where was it? I was doing the other one. Got a component by class. T subclass of blah, blah, blah. So instead of trying to, compute it in some way, right? All I have to do is just, no, because that's already a type. That's not the actual thing. What's that about? Let's search for T subclass of. Everywhere for T subclass of, there's 1740 results. Make T subclass off, and I can give it the type description. Okay, and that's gonna create it. Make T subclass off. Not sure if that's a good result here. Good idea here. Make T subclass off, and we just give it this. Let's see if it builds. I don't expect that to work. This is the tricky part because Nim has its own way of referring to types. Then you have C++ having its own reflection system, at least on Unreal Engine side of things. So yeah, again, type mismatch. The transceiver component is expecting uClass pointer. Oh, that's what it is. Really? Get name, all that stuff. And the way it was used here, how the hell was it used? So self get class, and that returns the pointer. What the hell is going on? Sorry, chat, this is truly painful. Exactly as I anticipated it. So maybe we can just recreate our own get transceiver component. The whole idea is to check if actor is valid, the one that we're given it. Okay. Then get component by class. Let's see what other, because we're already making the make subclass of this and and we give it that class. So we're doing already wrong thing. Get component by class. What other alternatives do we have? Component class, T subclass of blah blah blah. Nope. 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 Everything is like that. Oh, this sucks. Get component by class. No results. Unless we just try to do the very basic thing. But no, that's also just a type. Maybe I can just give it a type. I have no clue because it takes make T subclass off. You give it a type. It takes the class, existing class. I am not understanding it properly. That's for sure. Class E object or E type description. So yeah, we could just do that. It's a subclass of T. Okay. I think we might be able to figure out a different version of this thing. Get transceiver component. And instead of transceiver class, which we're getting a name of everywhere, of course. Let's make it T sub class of a single transceiver base. Oh no, this would be T. There we go. So make a generic. And this check happens just like before. Get name what exists on T subclass of, right? Get name. Field pointer or field class pointer. Probably doesn't exist on it. So I'll skip that part for now. I just want something to work first. So components is get components by class. And instead of making it, I just do this. Okay. Oh, and I convert it to this use signal transceiver base. Oof. But it shouldn't matter because if I'm getting that type, I could kind of return something. I have no idea what I'm doing. Because then how do I make it a pointer or whatever? So component, yeah, I can just copy all this stuff for now. Ignore the warnings. Ignore the warning. Components. Yeah, everything from now on should be exactly the same. Although the components, I don't know if it's gonna come from different class or whatever, but I guess we can just cast them to be that transceiver base in the first place. Yeah, should be allowed. So in theory, I should be able to call this get owner, and TX class will be make subclass of this thing. In theory, it should work. But most of the time, whatever's theory here just doesn't work. Although it looks like it compiles. Okay, we've got some progress. That's like really unexpected, but I was already at the end of ideas. So sure, let's see what bad thing happens when I try to start the editor. Okay, loading. Actually started up. Okay, let's open our test cube. And let's search for new component. TraceInteractor. It's here, but it doesn't belong to the cube. I need the first person blueprint. Blueprint first person character. Where it shows up here for some reason. Okay, this is our first person character. Absolutely nothing here, but we should be able to go to the camera, add TraceInteractor. There we go. There's a TraceInteractor, and we should be able to move it around. Okay, so that's good. That's good first part. We can compile it even. So let's see what happens when I click play. Oh, nothing happened. Output. No yellow stuff. How do I dock it and layout? There we go. No. Oh yeah, good. So I want to see. Can I clear it or something? Right click clear. There we go. Play. I don't see any editors about begin play or whatever. Audio mixers, bunch of other stuff. Yeah, our begin play didn't start up. Do we have that it can tick or something? But that was for an actor, I believe. Activation. Whether the component is activated at creation must be explicitly auto-activate. Let's try it again. Play. Not really. Ew, this is how the player looks? Yes, that's what the player looks like. Just arms and a capsule that represents the body. This way, when you play and you run, you don't see the hands, but when you grab the gun, the hands grab the gun, and you can see a little bit of a hand there. I believe I can hit F8 and just can see the arms holding the gun. Welcome to game dev. Yeah, for the player, you don't need anything else. And multiplayer, sure, you would need to have a full character to be displayed on multiplayer for the other characters, but for yourself, you just display it as little as you have to, so there's as little errors that can happen, because you know how many bugs some games can have, especially with animations and stuff, and especially with something like, you know, that's so close up to the camera. All right, so for some reason this isn't starting up. Let me just... I probably activate... No. Auto-activate, whatever that means. Still not something like tick. Start with tick enabled. Okay. Again, all that stuff. No, that doesn't work. Why? How do I make it start on begin play? That's how other code shows it. And that's the old stuff, virtual and override, right? I think. Okay, so let me just look at the GitHub repo for that, because I think there's one pull request that was recently closed about a bunch of stuff. Dispatcher, timers, various deprecations. Oh, that was just about override, a new constructor. And it was simply removing the whole override keyword, override pragma. Inside ufuncs, functions named as of the CPP class overrides will be registered as an override. Outside of ufuncs, you can do that. So, named as any of the CPP class overrides will be registered. Oh, so this happens automatically. Outside, you need that. Okay, and that's that. So it should happen automatically. Let me just search for begin play, maybe in here. Is it defined anywhere? Nope. Examples have that. Again, called an actor scratchpad. Yeah. That's all defined on a actor. Everything's examples. Calls begin play. Yeah, there's no reference about that. That sucks. All right, I need a short break, so I'll be back in probably like 3 minutes, but I have only a button for Be right back. All right, I'm back. And still no ideas. I mean, I have an idea how to just go around it. Let's do that. We'll just not call it begin play for now. I'm just gonna do something like this. To do how to make this automatically cold. Whatever. Doesn't matter. And we're gonna define another view funcs blueprint callable. And we're just gonna do proc init. Okay. And the only thing that changes now is that we can simply rebuild it, right? Okay. Rerun the editor. And in our first person character, come on, open the editor, please. We should be. Oh, our TraceInteractor isn't here. TraceInteractor, please, on the camera. And in our event graph, we should be able to just do begin play, event begin play, and on that event, we're just gonna grab the TraceInteractor in it. I'm just gonna call it. All right, this is the way it happens. You know, we just call it manually. Save, and let's see what bad stuff happens now. Okay, nothing broke so far. But the thing is that we don't know if something happened or nothing happened. So yeah. If it's nil, let's just do UE warn, could not find interaction transceiver component. UE warn could not. Okay, and this is interaction could not cast. Sure. And otherwise, we'll just print UE warn found. And I have them all as warnings so that we can see it as orange or yellow text rather than, you know, white. That blends in with everything else. Alright, we didn't change any properties or anything, just code, so we should just be happy with the hot reload. Yep, extracts the instance and whatnot. Bam. Warning, could not find interaction transceiver component. There we go. Could not find it. Oh, because there's none. That's why. Wait. Let's add interaction signal transceiver. There we go. Save it. Run again. Found. Okay, the casting worked. Huh. I totally didn't expect that to actually work. Hey, that's awesome. That means we can continue moving forward. The stuff from now on will be a little bit easier. Hopefully. Yeah. So we've got that part done. That means the interaction signal transceiver should be set. We can actually probably test it. So we're going to run it and do F8. I should be able to find the player. Controller. That's a player controller. What did I just select? First person character. Oh, person. So first person character, and can I look into it? Into the variables or something? Probably not, right? Interaction. Yeah. Not like that. Unless I would expose them or possibly go inside and look at it. Because we're inspecting this particular one. And transceiver doesn't show us the value. Yeah. Oh well. There's no like watch it, right? Add event. Oh, that's not it. Okay. Never mind. If that worked, I'm sure saving it to the variable worked as well, because why wouldn't it? Okay, so next thing to implement is on tick. What we're doing every tick, and the big thing will be the delay thing, because how the hell do we define delay? That's an... I wonder, because that's another thing that's like, how do we define a code? So for now, as in Nim, we have trouble figuring out how to override things. Let's just define another proc. Do tick, okay? And it takes delta seconds. not delta time, delta seconds. And we'll just do a bunch of stuff here, okay? So what do we need to do? First, if the automatic tracing is on, only then we're doing stuff. If not, so if not self.automatic tracing, return, okay? It's as simple as that. Sure. Then we have delay node. Let's go to the browser and just get back to our docs. Just in case, but somewhere else. Let's search for Unreal Engine delay in C++. Delay function equivalent in C++. Perfect. So yeah, we have the delay function, right? Node or whatever. Read something about making a separate thread for that and help update. I did this, but it says in C++ you would use a timer. Gameplay timers, okay. So we just create a unused handle, whatever, for timer. Unused handle, okay. Get world timer manager, set timer, unused handle. Oh. Let's take a gander at the docs. Timers are managed in a global timer manager. Set timer for next tick, all that stuff, setting and cleaning timers. So we have the begin play. Call repeating function once per second, starting 2 seconds from now. Okay, so basically get world timer, set timer, bunch of stuff on how it works, and reference to the function. Okay, interesting. We just grab a pointer to a function, I think, and that. Clear timer, all that stuff. Oh, so I guess with delay is basically don't clear it, just ignore them and until the thing happens and then clear it. Oh. Time rate, lapsing time. So let's see if ChatGPT can help us out with that. How can I implement an equivalent of the what do you call it? Of the delay node and blueprints using C++. Let's see if it gives similar answer. Okay, timers. Sure. Okay. So yeah, on take delayed function. Function to be called after delay. And start delay. So these are just those. And then we need the F timer handle. Okay, so let's start with the handle for the timer. Okay. This could be props. Props. F. Wait. Timer handle. F timer handle. There we go. Let's call it actually trace delay timer handle. That makes more sense. So then, yeah, the which function and start delay, which is function to start the delay. Interesting. So let's see how it's implemented. On tick, all that stuff. Nothing happens here. Start delay. And set the timer to call delayed function after delay duration seconds. Okay. Okay. And we just have reference to that function. Using the delay, call the function from whatever you need to introduce the delay. For example, you could call it from blah, 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 blah. How will it behave if I call the, what was it called? Start delay? Start delay while delay is what the timer is already in progress, because that's the whole idea of the delay. We wanted every some kind of time period. We'll be calling it every tick, and that's it, I guess. So if you call start delay while the timer is already in progress, it will reset the timer to the new delay duration. Essentially, the current timer will be cleared. Oh, okay. This means the previous set timer will not complete, blah blah. We don't want that. If you want to allow multiple timers to run concurrently, don't want that. The blueprints, no, whatever. The delay node works in a way that when the delay has already started, all the following, what did you call it, calls will be ignored. Only after the timer finishes, you can call it again. I mean, from code, I already know that it's gonna be real simple, but let's see what chat says. Yeah, basically, is timer active and all that stuff. Okay, no big deal. So our start delay would be something of this sort. Yeah, so we basically need to restructure our code into a bunch of little things. And that means if we're gonna try to call code from here, is gonna be a nightmare. Oh my goodness. To do add delay timer to prevent tracing too often. This will require being able to call other functions from the same class. Something that seems to not work at the moment. All other to-dos. Okay? Because that's what's happening. We can't call the thing. So we'll skip the delay for now. We'll just do everything every tick. It shouldn't be a big deal, at least, you know, at the scale we're doing right now. Okay, so after that time or whatever, basically grab last selector actor component is selected component. So self last select actor component is self.selected component. Really? They're both the same stuff? Not really. But it should be fine. What is this song doing here? That's really bad stream-wise. Alright. So let's just do like a dumb copy of what's going on here. And then we're gonna call trace. And then based on the result, we're gonna do stuff. So basically found interactive or not. So let's implement that before we get into the trace. So let's say that found interactive. So let found interactive self.trace. Okay. And do we pass it anything? We don't pass it anything. Okay. Oops. To do just place here for now. Okay. Because this is another thing that would be nice to extract somewhere, but this doesn't work. Ugh. So if found interactive, we do one thing. If not, we do the other thing. So let's do if found interactive. What are we doing here? Select a component. So basically, if the component changed, okay. So this is for the situation that we're looking at, I don't know, at a button, right? And in that tick, the first tick of that we start looking at the button, what do we call it? The TraceInteractor will basically shoot array and see like, oh, I detected that there is something there that I can interact with. And basically it'll be like, hey, found interactive. Shoot it up here. And then it's like, great, we can select it. So that it lights up or whatever. But then next tick, which is, 1/30th, 1/60th, or 120th of a second, because we'll be calling that, let's say 120 times a second or something, it shoots another array. You're already looking there, but it will still, again, find an interactive component in there. So we'll be like, hey, there's an interactive thing. So we basically need to see if the component that we already selected changed, okay? Because we have the new value of the selected component. And therefore, if it's different than the last one, because here we know they're the same. We started from the situation where they're the same. But if they are the same, just ignore it. Don't do anything, stop. But if they are different, then do stuff here. So basically we can do if the last selected component is exactly the same as the selected component, we just return. We'll just do ignore if the selection didn't change, okay? And if it did change, we call onStartSelection on the component itself. So we grab the selected component, which in our case is the direct interaction component, okay? So self-selected component. We take the get owner of that to get an actor and call onStartSelection. Oh, we just broadcast this whole thing. Okay, so self on selection start broadcast. And also get an owner of this guy. Okay, good. And set the last selected actor component to this thing. Okay. And the last selected actor component is this. And we're done. So that's for when it found interactive. Else, what I'm gonna do if it didn't. So if it didn't find anything, and the last actor component is not empty. So, we were pointing at something in the last frame, but we're pointing at nothing this frame. We want to say that, hey, we stopped looking at something, which is this call and stop selection. So basically, uh, if last, yeah, there we go, is valid. If it's valid, we'll basically do, oh, let's do that. If it's not, we're just gonna return. If it is, we're gonna do on selection stop, broadcast, and get the owner, whatever. And then what? Set the last selected actor to nothing. Yeah, and there we go. Bam, done. Gosh, that's not a lot of code. So that's not bad. But we don't have that here. So let's do make place this in a separate function when possible. Okay. So those will be the found interactive. I'm just gonna make some more room just so that we don't lose our minds here. Because this whole trace is a little bit larger thing. But let's not lose our heads, should be fine. So first thing is, do we do sphere trace or line trace? And that basically means we're either calling sphere trace by channel or line trace by channel. So let's do, and the results, oh, we're processing results in a different way? Why? It's exactly the same code. What was I thinking? Writing that. I have no idea why I have copied code here. That's fascinating. This could just, all those could lead to the same thing. Oh. Oh, I see, because this and that can lead to the same one. Oh, I would need to make it variables and then do stuff. It was probably easier to copy paste this until we just have an execution pin. Yep, there we go. What do you call it? That's where code, again, works a little bit better. So, sphere trace by channel. Let's start with that. Let's search for it. Sphere trace by channel. Trace by I think it has different name in C++. Sphere trace by channel in C++. Sweeps. Sweep single by channel, and then we have sweep multiple channel, depending if you want more or just one block ahead. Query overlaps by channel. Both methods take an f-collision shape object which defines the shape. F-collision shape has tons of static method help make various shapes. F-collision shape makes sphere. Oof. Okay, so something tells me this guy's gonna help us. Now I need to implement code that uses C++ code that is an equivalent of a what is it? Sphere trace by channel. And blueprints. How would I do that? C++, okay. Can use Kismet system. What? Seriously? Sphere trace, single. Or directly use sweep single by channel. These functions allow you. Okay. And which one does it suggest? Oh, the Kismet thing. Because the Kismet system is basically blueprint system. A long time ago it was named Kismet. Probably back in Unreal Engine 3 or something. Perform sphere trace, sure. Yeah, this is where blueprints are more fun. Please provide an example of using the what was the name? Wait, not here. Not here. Come on, where's my question? Here. This thing. For both sphere and line sweeps. Okay? Because these are the things. Oh, hello CPN, welcome back. You're back for whole 8 minutes. What did you miss? I'm upset about a bunch of things that don't work, and I'm just doing temporary workarounds just to keep going, but we have a situation where we can properly get the component, and now I'm just trying to let me show you. Not this one here. So in our TraceInteractor, basically for the begin play, I gave up on that. I define init that we can call manually on whenever actor starts, and all this code seems to work, which is awesome. So that somehow works. And then I started working on like a do tick, which again, because I can't figure out how to override it right now. I just did that, and I recreated. I recreated this part. This part, I'm skipping the delay because it doesn't too much. It's way too involved right now, and with some things that don't work, I'm just not bothering, and I implemented that, and now I'm starting to implement trace, which is a little bit more spaghetti-ish, but it shouldn't be bad. The major contendant for complexity is sphere trace by channel and line trace by channel, because it's done different way in C#, in C++ than here in Blueprints. So I'm chatting away at figuring out how to do it. So I asked how to do it with this thing. Okay, so we can use the same thing for both sphere and line sweeps. The sphere sweep example demonstrates how to perform a sphere trace using sweep single by channel. Taras Mazepa basically posted emoji of yes, exactly. Welcome to the world of trying to overcomplicate everything for myself. All right. So what do we do here? Do we need anything special here? We just define perform sphere sweep, whatever. So we have trace radius. We already have that variable. Trace start, we can compute it whenever we want. Trace end, we'll compute it as well. And enum as byte. E-collision channel. Seriously, enum as byte. Trace channel. Oh. We'll just use that right here. We don't need a property or something. So yeah, but perform sphere sweep. What does it look like? So we basically need to get a hit result, have collision query params, and collision param add ignored actor. That just creates itself, I guess. Oh yeah, because it's a struct. Okay, ignored actors and this. All right, that makes sense. And we can probably add more actors after that. So sure, let's just do that for now. I don't know if we'll need the out hit or whatever, because something tells me Nim will do it differently. But yeah, let's do out hit of, whoops, that, and that will get some default value. Then we have the collision params. There you go. And not equals, this is a colon. We define type. And now collision params add ignored actor. Presumably with lowercase a, like with everything. And that's probably equivalent. And then we'll have this whole sweep single by channel. So this is what we can probably find here. Sweep single, no, sweep single by channel. Why can't I find anything? Get hit results. Star at the end. Game framework. Get hit results under finger, under cursor. Huh. It's interesting that we don't have any of that functionality here. Do I need to import something? Huh. Sweep also doesn't provide much, just a bunch of variables. Scratch pad. Sweep hit result. Nope. Nope. Huh. This is interesting. Another roadblock. You could use somebody that knows exactly how to do all of it in the chat. I think in one of the first streams I had the pleasure of that. I was guided a lot. But yeah, this is not that easy. What are we importing to have that functionality? Game framework actor and core minimal. While here is draw debug helpers, engine world, and that's it. So this is all like straight in the engine. I don't think we're skipping anything. But let's try something. What we're gonna do is here somewhere there was like installation config files. There we go. We have game JSON. So by default it's set to true. This field defines if bindings to Unreal Engine modules should be limited only to those exposed to blueprints. Setting it to false will cause full bindings to be generated for all included modules. So maybe I'll set it to false and that will generate bindings for everything in C++ and someone will have access to it. It's just surprising that sweeping isn't there because that's like every game uses that. CPN was learning Unreal Engine for 1 day. It's too much for his laptop. Yeah, it can be a lot at times. I got into it, gosh, early when the Unreal Engine 4 came out, and I know, I was working in game dev at that point, so yeah, it was fun. But I haven't used it much since then. So we can go to our .nim, no, game.json. And it was BP only. False. Okay. Whoa. False. And then there were some, oopsie. There were some commands. Gen bindings all. That might take several hours, I expect. All right, so let's just open a separate terminal. This thing go away. We're in a folder of the plugins NimForUE engine. Let's open it in the terminal. Make it nice and large so it's all big, and we're just gonna do gen bindings all. Let me just make sure that Unreal Engine is off and all the other fancy stuff so that it's not gonna like freak out or something. I'm also gonna close this project just so we don't have much of scanning. And let's see what happens. I haven't tried. Oh, wow, it straight up starts generating. So this little window is basically the Unreal Engine.exe somehow generating all the bindings that Nim then will process. Need to download more RAM. God, I saw some good free RAM websites recently. So yeah, this is gonna take a while. I have no idea how much. Let's see if it actually uses any resources. Oh, all froze for a second. Unreal Editor? No. Oh, it is that probably. Or not. Oh, Unreal 5.4. So that's the one, yeah. Because the other one is in the background before. Okay. It's doing something. Not a lot. Yeah, Unreal Engine is quite power hungry, especially if you start enabling all the fancy features, but there's nothing that matches it on several factors. Just from the point of lighting. If you're a game developer that, let's say, you don't have a whole team of graphics designer, whatever, 3D artists and stuff, you can save yourself so much time by not worrying about, you know, making LODs. You know, in games often you have some kind of object, let's say a house somewhere, and depending on how far you are or how far away from it you are, the common optimization was to basically have different versions of the house with less and less details so that you have less to render when the house is far away from you. Unreal Engine 5 now with Nanite does it for you automatically on such a level that was simply impossible to optimize before, where it just splits the house into, you know, 30,000 little chunks and has different levels for those chunks and which to display when and whatnot, to the point that, you know, previously you were struggling with if your house had, you know, 30,000 polygons. Now you can just throw 30 million and it's gonna run with, you know, 300 of them displayed at the same time. Like, there's nothing. It's absolutely nuts. Totally different approach to geometry. And they still manage to improve it. Every version of Unreal Engine makes it more and more and more optimized. So instead of every consecutive version of Unreal Engine getting slower because, you know, hardware improved. No, it's actually getting faster, which is nuts. I don't know how they are managing such a vast project all in C++, just like that. It's just nuts. Oh, can I generate C-type for UPose watch folder? Something tells me this specific thing hasn't been tested that much. Ay, ay, ay. Another option is to just generate by extra non-BP module names which modules I want to deal with. But how do I know the names of modules? So let's just in our editor, let's just make it to true. Okay. And how can I list all available Unreal Engine modules, including internal ones? Okay. The Unreal Engine installation directory. Dash list. That's it? Really? Unreal header tool. List modules. That's also build tool, so what's the difference? Oh, I am not browsing source directory, hell no. Project, plugins, yeah, and it will start showing plugins. Let's see if we can find something like that. Sure. Unreal Engine, engines, we have, oh, this is the old one. Let me search for the other one. Off screen. Epic Games, on Engine 5.4, there we go. And we're searching for, wait, where'd it go? Engine, binaries, .NET, look at that, it knows about it all. This is something that probably would take several hours to search for. And we have the Unreal Build Tool exe, yeah, we have. How fun. So we just do Unreal Build Tool.exe -list. What's gonna happen? No platform specified for target. Oh. Navigate to your Unreal Engine installation directory. Not really. That sucks. Because as far as I know, it's dependent on the... oh, okay. No name list modules available. Available modes. Ah. Nope. Unreal header tool. Unreal header tool. What's gonna happen? Oh, we've got help. Log, no log, test. Nope, I have no clue how. Can you list them for me? I can't run those commands now. I'm mostly concerned about core Unreal Engine functionality modules. Core object, engine, input core, slate. Slate will be UI. RHI, I don't know what that is. Engine? Core? So what's gonna happen if I'm going to grab this thing? Extra non-BP modules. Okay. What the hell's gonna happen? Oh, we have that. I will just add engine. Let's see if something explodes. Bam. Let's see if it just breaks instantly. How long has it been since I used a search engine? I used it several times today. But yeah, it's funny because often it's, if I know that something has been searched for a lot and asked a lot, like an Unreal Engine, I'm sure a lot of people ask for this specific thing or similar, but I don't even know how to start to search for that because I don't have good words for that. AI will probably just do a better job or initially save me some time. If I see that I have totally stupid error or something, then I'm gonna start searching somewhere else. But yeah, with AI, Google is used rarely. Okay, engine slash components, engine slash enums, all that stuff. So there is, wait. Oh, let me just, because that's an error, right? Oh my goodness, holy macaroni. How much is here? I'm still scrolling. Scrolling. What the hell is it? Oh. Yeah, let's start with all that. Oh, and that was the old one. Okay. Wow. I've got an error, undeclared identifier F material proxy settings. Of course, there's... Ugh. Get pull, get newest version. Try again. You know, maybe there were some bugs. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just hoping that, you know, why isn't this sweeping? Unless I go on Discord and search through the history. That could be an option. We go over NimForUE engine, right? I can even increase it. And let's do sweep by channel. Nothing here. Internal. Sweep by channel. By channel? What we're trying to do here? We're trying to search for... Oh gosh, it's somewhere in AI conversation. Getting lost right now. Let me just make it a little smaller. Sweep single, yeah, by channel. I should be able to search for that. Where'd Discord go? Yeah, nothing here. Nothing here. There won't be anything anywhere here. Interesting. Why do I have that problem? It doesn't seem like it should be that a problem in the first place. Hmm. All right, so let's see if this completed. Huh. Yep, the same thing. Still, app material proxy settings. It just can't compile itself. But it was showing at some point what it's doing, right? Oh, we lost that part. Huh. Okay, these are apparently already computed. And it doesn't say which ones it's working on, where the error is happening. Binding, exported engine, HLOD. Okay, so that's in a hierarchical level of detail. Something I would never use again. Yeah, we are not going to find anything here. Jeez. Let me just copy it just in case, because we've got an error here. I can just scroll quickly, and just... What's that? Oh. There we go. So it is generating bindings, but the thing is that it's probably generating bindings just for the, what do you call it? For the blueprint types, right? So out of all those, what I would be interested in is none of those. No. Components, animation, elements, slate instances. Engine, maybe. So let's change that into engine/engine. I don't think that will be physics engine. Wasn't the whole world thing. That's the thing. An engine common. That's another thing. I don't think that's gonna do anything. That's my last test. And anything else that is gonna suggest, it's gonna be yeah. Doesn't even know what to suggest. Okay, last try of the command. If not, I'll be just giving up for now. I'll need to get help. Because this is, well, it's not pleasant. Although we could take a peek at one thing that I would like to do possibly after we deal with Unreal Engine. Because we don't have a lot to do here anymore, as in the thing is getting recreated pretty fast. And the moment I get, go through the TraceInteractor, I won't bother with the, displaying stuff or whatever. That's, I don't know, the UI is just too much. So I would like to try one thing after the Unreal Engine, and I think I have it saved somewhere. Let me search for the link. I probably added it to Notion or something. What? No. the hell's going on? Notion is so annoying sometimes. Yeah, you want to open an app, but now it opens search. Okay, I should have it here. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, got the link. Yeah, the same error. So we give up on that. I'll just quickly make this not exist here, because that just breaks things. All of a sudden it tells me now, even without that, it's gonna just break, right? Because why not? Although that will suggest that something else is wrong. But what I would like to do next, and what we could probably take a peek at today, is let's open a new tab and paste this thing. Create a Doom-like game engine from scratch in C with this tutorial. So apparently somebody, recreated game engine from scratch, C compiler, and SDL2. We have bindings to SDL2 and Nim, so we could do another thing that's not straightforward and confusing, and just try to follow the tutorial, if that's even a tutorial here, and recreate it in Nim. But I haven't watched it yet, so I don't even know. This is 30 minutes. I don't think you can code the whole thing in 30 minutes. Okay, that's the end result. Okay, that will be fun. Can go up and down. And that's how it draws things in slow motion. Okay. Oh, we will be drawing pixel by pixel or something? We've got some theory. Okay, my head already hurts. Okay. SDL2, all that stuff. Oof. Haha. I think... Wait, what? Oh no, these are just commands for... Okay, this is a makefile. I'm getting grossed out by makefiles. No wonder. Okay, and just... Hey, that's not bad. Yeah, we could do something like that. Maybe after we finish with Unreal Engine. Because why not? This sounds like fun, and having that kind of end result, that would be absolutely awesome. Although not very usable, I'd say. So I must have to, I need to think about it. Because on the other hand, I would like to be able to, start thinking about making my own game or whatever. And I'm starting to rule out Unreal Engine just because of all those little errors here. So did it fail as well? Yes, that failed as well too. So I must just have something wrong with my setup here right now. So let's do that. I'm going to go here. Our test actor, all this stuff, Nim, the interactions and transceivers, all those things. I'm not touching plugins right now. And let's do, what is it called? Stream 4. TraceInteractor. Okay, that's all I can say. We started. So if that's the case, what if I believe there was some other command that one could run to just redo everything from scratch? Like there was something about clearing. So wait, NUE. What are our commands? -- help. And what do we have here? Clean libs. Clean H. Okay, clean the nim cache folder. Okay, so we could do that. Clean bindings. Sure. All generated code from the game and libs. Sure. So let's do clean. Oh, I mean clean. And then was clean. What else? Bindings. Wait a moment. Clean. Clean binding header. No. Clean bindings. Yeah. The last one was clean modules. Sure. Bunch of cleaning. And then I should be able to rebuild everything, right? So then we should try the gen bindings all. Hopefully. All right. See you some next time, CPN. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more productive content that time. Take care. Oh, and Taras Marzepa said needs to go as well. So, see ya. That was probably a long time ago. Or not. I'm not best in keeping track of chat. Oh, 30 seconds ago. So, yep. See you both. Join bindings. Okay. It's working. Something's doing something. But I don't know if we're gonna get any decent results. Gosh, too bad I can't share music on stream. Although probably I will be the only one liking it. Please work this time. Please work. Okay, we're at engine common. Oh. It might actually work. So maybe for the everything mode, I would just do clean first. And that would just fix it. Oh, probably some of the bindings were created. And then I enabled everything. And the everything ones will try to reference the cached ones that didn't have everything. Ah, that makes sense because this just worked. So let's run the clean. Let's run the clean whatever bindings. Let's run the clean modules. And next will be gen bindings all, but I'm just gonna BP only false. So enter. This time I'm just generating all the bindings on the Unreal Engine side. It will probably take a lot longer. Unfortunately, because there's a lot more to generate. I wonder how much data that is. Because it's probably the descriptions for everything. What other NIM and game engines are there, I wonder? Because it'd be fun to just maybe make a game in NIM or something. Awesome NIM. When was it updated last? Last month. Okay. WebView and WebUI, all that stuff. Operating system, hardware, science, data, text, multimedia. Come on, where are games? Game development. There we go. So we have libraries, frameworks, and engines. Okay. So we have NimForUE on an engine, the stuff that we're trying to deal with today. NimGame2, a simple to the game engine for Nim. We'll take a peek. NorX, a complete wrapper of the ORX 2.5D cross-platform game engine library. Never heard of that. Good old Nim. Doesn't work right now. A rod, frag, and semiconjin. Cross-platform almost dependency-free game engine. Interesting. Then we have libraries like Pico 8, that's for tiny games, Game Boy Advance. Ugh. Nailib would be fun for something simple. C4, interesting, and Paranim. And then libraries is even low level. Yeah. So what is NimGame2? 3 years ago. Dead. Nope. Last year. Wow. That's a long time ago. So no. I want something actively developed. Frag. Oh, that's AI generated. Semicon engine. 15 hours ago. Look at that. Is that a new project or something? Last month? Yesterday? 4 months ago? Okay. What's this? In the background, this is working. Good. Keep working. Little game engine, mainly trying to wrap around Vulkan and the operating system's windowing, input, and audio system. I'm using the last programming language you will ever need, Nim. So, roadmap. What do we have here? Vertex attributes, vertex data, shaders, uniforms. Huh? I guess this is a name for something low level in gaming. I mean, and graphics or whatever. Per instance vertex attribute, fixed frame rate, instance drawing. Okay. Can use instant attributes, but we only support a single instant per draw call. Isn't the whole idea of instancing is that you have multiple instances per draw call? Textures, materials. For 3D rendering will be depth buffering, map maps, all the stuff, resource loading, mesh material files, okay. Audio and such. Defaults, okay. This is ways to go, but already we've got text rendering, animation system, look at that. Oh, there's no sprite system. Particle system, sound. Okay. Huh. Okay, this is a cool project. I'm gonna start it because it's being actively worked on, so that's awesome. Then we have Nailib. So this is all about Raylib, right? But what can he do with Raylib? Wait, I just want to search for Raylib. Because I don't know how much is possible with Raylib. In the meantime, this, of course, didn't work. To create a stack trace. Oh, very funny. Bindings for manually imported module, huh? Interesting. Different kind of error. Oh well. Not now. So, Raylib examples. What can we do with that? With Raylib? Because I know Raylib is really easy to start with, so it could be probably fun for getting your head wrapped around. Oh my goodness. Taras Marzepa said earlier, before generative AI, people would look something up on the internet and wonder if that was true. And then And they would be a bit skeptical about it. But now people are using generative AI and are fine with getting the most ridiculous answers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, well, I think there's a big difference between people who get the ridiculous answer where they either actually believe it versus they know it might be wrong and therefore they're kind of careful about it. So yeah, depending on what you're doing, you better double check everything. But it's just so much easier to get to somewhere where at least you get the basic lingo, or you get the words that you want to search for, or you get a piece of code that you can then look up in the docs to see if this actually does what you want. Yeah, it gets you somewhere. It gets you started. So it's awesome, especially when you work with stuff you have no idea about to start getting an idea about. Or when you already know about something and you can just instantly pick up, like, you know what, this is wrong. But yeah, somewhere between, you just need to be vigilant about it. First person, main move of WASD. Okay, so you can get basic 3D stuff. Okay. All right. Q works. Space doesn't work. Left control doesn't work. Wow, this is weird. And then camera mode 1, 2, 3. Oh, you just go around the cube. 2 is just normal. Okay, and 4 is... Oh. 4 just blocks you. Okay. Zoom keys. Mouse scroll doesn't work. I can zoom in and out. Well, oh, that just moves the camera. And camera projection. Oh, you can go with orthogonal. Interesting. So, what's the example? Does it actually camera positions, some random columns, target FPS, main game loop, update switch camera mode. Okay, so this doesn't seem like we're actually drawing stuff. Begin draw. Begin mode 3D. Oh, draw plane, draw cube. So you can do basic 3D stuff. Okay. But I guess we don't have stuff that actually looks like something. Yeah. Yeah, for a tiny 2D game, I guess it would make sense. I guess, yeah. No, this is still model shader. Oh yeah, look at that. Can actually import something that looks like something. Huh. Look how fancy. But, oh, nice shadows. Huh. Yeah. Still don't know if that would be viable for anything that, you know, isn't a small little game. I might need to just go and use Godot or something. And cat 400. Blah blah. To the... Okay. 7 months ago, so kind of abandoned, possibly. 9 months. Yeah. Huh. Not a lot for gaming right now. Too bad. The bindings for Godot would be very much appreciated. Because there's Godot Nim. but that's an old project for the Godot 3. Do they have link to the newer one? Because I recall there was Godot Nim. Godot 4 bindings, early stage. Okay. Successor project is currently underway. Future updates will be made to this project. Successor project. Godot Nim. Wait, what? Maybe operated as a mirror of the said project, but it has not been decided yet. Okay, to enable us to go to Nim based on this. Huh. I wonder how much work is actually happening here. Last week, 9 months ago, bunch of 9 months ago, and then suddenly I updated the README to the successor. Oh, okay, so I guess something's happening again. Successor project of Godot Nim. Address issues that already exist. Report an issue. Feature suggestion. Godot core. Oh, okay. I guess something's happening here. This library provides the core functionality for GD extension, primarily for libraries generated by Coronation, while Coronation is designed to regenerate unique code for each engine version. Godot core is required portability. Okay. Coronation is basically generator that generates any version of GD extension binding. Okay. Minister integrates Godot CLI and Nimble to assist in the development of Nim-made Godot games. Okay, this is actually starting to look like something. And then we've got demo, the demo project using Godot Nim, and there's nothing here right now. It's all 5 days ago. Interesting. I definitely want to watch this. All activity for now. Huh. Cool. I'm glad to see something happen because Godot has a lot of potential. I'm not a big fan of, learning something like GD script as much, even though it's not as not performant as one would expect. It's pretty performant. And, I prefer C#, and Godot is pretty good with C#, especially now after half the developers went away from, what do you call it? From Unity. Maybe I would just need to switch to C#, and when Nim comes out, use that. Or other option will be to probably more performant or more complex code could be written in Nim in a way that is performant and just attached as a DLL to Godot and use it there. It's another interesting thought. Yeah, maybe I should do that and just start a project in Godot. Yeah, why not? But that wouldn't be very Nim oriented. I'll be C#. So on Mondays would be C# in Godot. Wednesdays would be probably JavaScript and related and web stuff. And Fridays will be Nim with Nim. Why not? All right. So I'm blabbing because nothing works here with Unreal Engine anymore. I'll need to basically reach out on Discord and ask some questions why things don't work and how to fix it. as yeah, we hit a roadblock. So I'll be finishing for now. I want to thank everyone for watching. It was fun. And yeah, see you on Wednesday. I'll be working, probably will be the last stream about the whole chat overlay. I just want to take the backend and the front end and just fuse them together into one Nuxt.js project, just so that I have one thing to deploy instead of having front end separate to build, backend separate to build. You know, for what I'm doing here, SSR application is good enough for my case. So Nuxt.js, but still using Quasar components. So that's that. So again, thanks for watching. If you liked, you can my content, you can like and subscribe on YouTube, or you can follow on Twitch, whichever you like. And see you later.